What's going on YouTube? It's your buddy Will from the What's Up in the Sky 37 channel, online at www.whatsupinthesky.com. Go check out the website, sign up, it's free. Don't need to sign up, just browse. Most of my videos are there. A lot of my friends' videos are there. A forum that's been taken off with some really good news people posting. And sorry I haven't been making a lot of videos lately, but I've been really busy. It's fall here on the eastern shore of Maryland, and I've got to get all the pool taken care of, everything put away. But I promised you I'd be back with some Martian stuff, and I am so excited about this image. I knew it had came out. This is the selfie picture from the rover, and it's about 92 shots, and I'm going to take you there in a second. But not only does it have some of the best from about 3 videos ago, 4 videos ago on Mars, we found some of the best images. This was taken with the the Molly cam, MHLIA cam, that it's crystal clear, so much clearer than even the originals were. Wait till we get in and take a look at some of this stuff that we had. A lot of this stuff, and now we have the whole surrounding area, so you can see what I mean, wait till you see some of this stuff. Look at this angle on this piece right here. And it's the exact same size I thought it was going to be. If you watch my videos, you know I think whoever used to live on Mars, and some people say they still do, or possibly forms of life, I think they're about a third of our size. And I based that upon the relics I've seen. They seem to be, compared to the rover, which is about the size of a car, actually more like a SUV, and the wheels that the wheels are about a foot and six, maybe I think they're a foot and 6 inches. They're about a foot and a half, okay, and that way and around. I'm not exactly how sure they are, but I'm sure it's more like 2 feet or so. But at least the wheels, you can tell how far, and this stuff looks to fit that scaling. And wait till you see some of this stuff. If this video, by the end of it, if you sit and watch and at the end you don't see that Mars either A, had life on it one time, and you were looking at relics from it, or B, maybe this rover isn't on Mars and it's somewhere at some lost field or somewhere where they're totally tricking us, but they've let this picture come out, and I'm going to show you where I got it from. It was so big, the TIFF file, and there's 2 versions of the TIFF file, and this, you actually, with the original stuff, you couldn't see here in the distance, and you couldn't see like this stuff right here, or the cross beams and the, look how perfect these blocks are. Look at the shaping of them. Absolutely amazing. Check this out. This was not done by wind. It was not done by water. Look at these. They cross. There's T. That's not a T. This isn't connected to that piece, but look how perfect that piece is there. And wait till how close you can even get up on it. Here's how it comes from NASA. That's right there. All I've done was I basically tweaked it with auto color in this one and sharpened it. And in this one, I've given it a little bit more color. So it's not far off. Look, you can see that what I've done to it has not changed the major picture. I'm just allowing you to see it much better. And NASA knows that we can do that, JPL. So they let this stuff out. Absolutely amazing. Check out some of the blocks you're going to see in here. Um, the foot block that we had from an earlier video sitting right next to this would be the exact size of what I would think of an actual statue of, would be on Mars, and it's been destroyed. The one thing that's sad about Mars is absolutely everything there has been totally destroyed. But what is interesting is there's so much debris, and when you can see that it's been worked. This much debris in one area, we can definitively say, okay, this is an area that has debris. It's not just randomized. Look at the perfect, right here, look at that. Perfect sheared off piece right here. You can see it. There's the center piece that comes down. That way goes there, that way. It looks like it's been sanded beautifully, whatever that used to fit into. Here on top of the rocks, you can see perfectly shaped, and off in the distance in this one, just amazing. They gave us all sorts of good stuff to look at. Check out here on top. 2 of them was the exact same with a big spear in the middle of it, and what looks to be just totally destroyed ruins. Here you've got a piece that comes off piping, it looks like, almost. Um, we're not exactly sure, because here's how it comes. the coloring that we're giving it is what we think our eyes are seeing. And check that out there. Look at that piece coming up. Hopefully by the end of this hollow piece right there, absolutely amazing. One side is perfectly flat. It comes up and over. It almost looks like a boiling pot of some sort. You can see the sands inside of it, and it's actually, let me get that big for you guys. Look at that. Where'd it go? Where did I miss it? Right here, right here. See, look at the sands inside of it. It almost looks like a big, huge pot. Look at these pieces around it. This is one that gets me excited. I mean, look, check this out. Look at this block right here. Then on top of this block is another piece. It's pieces upon pieces of material. It look almost to be metal. It doesn't look like your normal rock. Check that out. Let's see what that looks like just from Mars. You can even tell just from the Mars picture. It looks just as good, or from the NASA picture. It looks just as good as some, maybe even better than what I've enhanced. Because when you enhance an image, especially a huge one like this, there's so much color in it you can't find it. So let me show you exactly which this is so you don't think I'm lying. Now this is PIA 19807. Here's what I've done. Usually I'll get this TIFF, but if you read down here, the low angle portion, this is the buckskin rock target. This was just taken recently. It took, let's see, 1065 the day from that day, 1065. It took, let's see, 92 images above the Mali, which the Mali are the best pictures. They really are. They're gorgeous. We've used them time after time to point out anomalies. Now, what's cool about this, see this note down here? This is even a bigger TIFF you can get. So get this one right here. It's about 150 megabytes. It buries. Even this awesome Apple I have, it buries my. Look, I think I've got 5 gigs of memory left after opening it up and getting it to the size I wanted it to show to you. Fine, people, but let's turn this back up. Let's take a look at more of this stuff because it is absolutely amazing when I went through this. Like I said, so we're already looking at the stuff that we've been looking at it. We kind of got a little bit different angle here. This piece I always thought was cool. It looked like a something we'd use nowadays. As well, this cross, the T in here looks to be. It looks like some sort of block. I was calling it a block. It's got 2 tool marks in it. As we keep on moving right along here. The stuff that's buried on this planet. This is somewhere where you would send an archaeologist, and you can see like some of the stuff directly close to it is fairly small. But as you get down the hill here, you're talking just this right here is giving a little bit of a false impression. This is about I'd say, see, watch, let me back up. That's a good little clip away from it. So you're talking if this is a foot and 6 inches, that's probably about the same down there because of the distance. So when you're really looking off at something in the distance, this is really big. And all the stuff down here, just like this piece right here, you're talking just about what I thought it was. Something that would be pretty easy for one of us to pick up, hopefully. But, look at this thing. Let me see if I can't. Let's let your eyes dial in on it. Just this top piece alone. I thought that when I really looked at this before, you could see a piece that comes off of it. Back behind it, there's this. This isn't a regular old rock field by any means. Look at the circles that are in this piece right here. Just taking it in, you can see what look to be hoses, stuff like that. Broken down Mars. I'm not sure how long this stuff has been there. I've gotten into that with a lot of people. All I know is there is debris here. Whether there is stuff living there or not, as of right now, I'm just working on getting out to the public that there was life on there, and there might still be, could still be underground. There are flows on Mars. I pointed this out for the last year. I just saw an article that finally brings it up. Um, I wish I could get some credit and somebody to talk to for it because I've got about 15 of those water images that I want to show, and I'm making a new video on it just to get that out. Look at this piece right here, not this one under it, but this piece right here with this circle. Tell me it almost looks, let me get it up close. Look how perfect it is. It looks drilled. It looks to be out almost like an input or an output for something. And I might be wrong. Like I said, this is all speculation. I see what I see, you see what you see, but it's the whole thing we're kind of looking at here. Just we're putting the whole picture together. Everything looks destroyed. It looks beat up. But for Mars, this is amazing. The for how destroyed the planet is. The some of the stuff that we're finding at this site. And the rover spent a little bit of time there. They did a lot of digging. Let's go ahead and turn this up this way. Look at some of these things here. Twisted. Tell me this doesn't look like twisted metal. You've got frames and stuff coming up here. Things that are perfect 90-degree angles. Everywhere you look like sheet metal. Where's this come up in light? Look at how often do you find that perfect shape right there out in nature? It's just not feasible that all this stuff would be there in one spot. At least not to me. I can't see that happening. This piece right here, it looks like some sort of bowl, something along those lines. It's got a little divot, a little triangle top to it. It even looks ornate. I mean, it doesn't get better than this, ladies and gentlemen. Especially if you can't see it, I'm not sure what's gonna show it to you. This looks like it has some lettering in it. Not nothing I've ever seen before, but almost like the American J, which could just be like I said. That's getting really into it and saying, but here was that piece that looked like a cross. Maybe that didn't even connect. Let's look at the drop it down a little bit. Maybe that was a cross. Look how it goes up to here, comes out, but then when it goes to here, it keeps moving over. It looks like debris. But see how equal and even the stuff is. It had been worked by hands of something. There was all sorts of good stuff that we hadn't seen before. Like I said, we took a look at some of this. This piece right here, a very interesting curve on it. We took a look at that piece. Let's keep on moving here. Um, Once again, check this piece out. This almost looks like it's peeling out and it's got hoses and stuff all over it. Here, one runs up and goes around. Let me pull that up. Check it out. It comes down and around. Too cool. So I'm glad I wanted to come back with a doozy. I've been staring at this image for a while. Like I said, I know it's been a while since I made one, guys. I apologize, but I wanted to come back with a doozy, and boy, do I have a whole bunch more to show you guys. Um, Check this piece. Is when we first saw it on the Molly cam, it really intrigued me because it's got this line across it here, and this line across kind of follows it parallel. Like if you measure from here to here and here to here, I think it would be pretty near the same. And it's got that circle in it, and it's next to this one piece. Now check this out. Tell me, this looks like it was built for something, or even possibly grew. There's a straight piece here, which is the same color as this material right here. Notice right away, it's two totally different materials. It comes up, it goes around, and it follows the contour of the whole piece, and it comes back down and right into the center of this piece, which has two openings. Very strange. Like I said, I don't claim to know what the architecture on Mars is and what even would be there. All right, but here again, you've got a slit in a piece of stone or whatever it is. It might not be stone. Here you got more what look to be 90-degree blocks. Even this piece seems to be 90 degrees, but on this side of the rear, you've got some strange dips and turns, which maybe just remember about two other things on the other side I haven't showed you yet, which are just as amazing as everything else as we go through it. It's hard to go through it at this angle. Look, check this out. Up at the top, just where it's kind of just strange S things, like very curly, even here curved out. Up at the top here, it's got a tip that comes down. It just doesn't look like normal strata. It looks like it's tubing or something. Check this thing out right here. It's got a perfect sphere there. Let's see what that looks like with the light on even more. It definitely brightens it up, but you can see it there. Pretty cool. It's right there. It looks like it begins a chain of something, even cooler. Down here you've got more of it. Here's another sphere right there. Mars is a pretty badass place. And I sit here and I talk a lot. And if you've watched this to this point, you guys rock and roll. I love you. Um, More shape. This actually looks like it's got 1.2 points. Looks like a fairly wide, maybe like 120-degree angle there. You can't see at the back, but that looks like more like a 70 or 60-degree angle. Pretty cool. Check this out here. It's coming out, two circles on it. Some of this looks like just metal slag, just all over, everywhere. And the rover's rolling right by, checking it out. This thing kind of got to me. Man, look at this right here. Perfect, just perfect stuff. Like I say, here's to our rover. Let's see if there's anything cool between the rover here that it might have been taking pictures with the other cam. There's a camera, the descent camera that's right under it. We've seen some pretty cool pictures of stuff that's directly under the rover. This would be a good day to go back and check on. I think this was the, what did I say, 1063 at the beginning of this. It's so dark down here. Let me lighten it up with all this. Not too much over here. Oh, but up on the hill we have some interesting stuff. Check this out. Look at that little box feature up there. Oh, and more of the water flows. Look, looks like we got some more flows here. We've been finding water flows everywhere. This could be just darker sand, but to me this looks more like water has been dragging this down at night. What happens is it either happens at night or during the day, I'm not sure, but seeing these flows. If you go search my channel for water on Mars, you're going to find a bunch of videos that show water flowing from the Curiosity rover images, and they're not showing them. Now check this piece out here. This almost looks like this doesn't even look like a mountain hill or a piece of a hill. This looks more like a just Uncle Jake's junkyard, as old Terry says from my buddy Terry. I shouldn't say old Terry. My buddy Terry says from Paris. We're looking at Uncle Jake's junkyard. Look at the pieces coming off the top of it. Um, the Molly camera, it sits on top. Sits on the end of the rover. It has a rover arm. Excuse me. It has a lens. So we're getting much better. We're so far into the mission, we're getting much better pictures out of it. Check this piece out here. Look at the little circles and stuff on these perfect square boxes as it comes on up the hill here. Check that out. Interesting stuff. I say that a lot. Check this out. Check that out. Awesome. I repeat myself over and over. I hope you guys are digging this stuff because this one has me really excited. Like I said, I haven't done a video in a while. I wanted to start back off with something pretty cool. Okay, now check this block out. It's got centers a little bit fatter, so see how it's been shaped? Tell me that's done by nature. That's perfect. And the one next to it looks like that surfboard type again. Tell me that's not done by, tell me that's not done by the hand of something at some point. You can even see something going on in the middle there. Let's go drop it down a notch, see if it helps any better. And that's how it comes from NASA. So all you have to do is hit auto color and you get that and you sharpen it up a tad and you really don't need to sharpen it up right from NASA. There it is. Right for your eyes to see. Let's go back down. If anything, sometimes we're hiding some of the stuff in the shadows. Look at this piece here next to it too. It's shaped. Look at the shape on it here. It's like a piece of metal or something that comes up. This piece over here matches the back piece, at least as far as you can see before this tail looking thing comes up. Comes down, up and across, down. So you got your back piece here, you got your front piece there. And it's right next to, looks like a tabletop of some sort. And it even has something coming out on top and it goes over almost like it was growing on top of it there. Um, you know, what's going on? Let's get an official. Maybe they're just letting us have the official announcements here. Disclosure is here. At least it's they're putting there. A lot of their recent talks have made it so the aliens are far away. They're way out in Pluto. They might be there, blue skies and stuff. Mars, one of our closest planets, are basically the third, or we're the third rock from the sun, and they're the fourth. Um, Check that out right there. Right there, right in our backyard. Possibly the moon. I've got hundreds of videos on the moon too. This will probably be my 300 and something on Mars. Check this piece out. Tell me that doesn't look manufactured just sitting out there. That's like whatever it is, it's really dark compared to around it. It looks like a really dark piece of metal. And at the top, looks like it has some sort of, I want to just call that like a big tubing looking material. Not that it's tubing or hollow, I just say it is a piping, something like that. Ah, I see what I see, you see what you see. It's a beautiful day on Mars. Now check this stuff out. Now the first thing I know, a lot of my people are gonna see what looks like a face in that, but I don't. I'm gonna flip it over. It looks like two spheres next to each other, with a lot of different shaping and stuff around it. Just sitting down there on Mars. Let's see as we come down here. All right, pretty cool. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Let's take a look off into the distance, and there's just so much out there in the distance. Now, these I do believe are our rover tracks. They come up over here. I saw them again back around the corner here somewhere. So I do believe those are ours. They kind of wound itself around. You know, those seem to just kind of disappear right there. They're much wider up at the top than they are down here. How cool would that be? Oh, sorry. Hope I didn't make you sick. If we found another little rover following our rover around, that'd be pretty slick. I don't think that video or that picture would actually get out though. I think they're letting us find the relics first. I think disclosure is going to go, oh, look, we found some ancient artifacts on something, something, something on this planet, that planet. And then we'll eventually get to, okay, there's aliens in our skies, we admit it. I don't think it's just going to be right off the back that. Check this thing out, whatever in the world that is. It looks like the head of something. See it? Pretty cool. More block shapes right here. Um, and this is, like I said, a mosaic too. So you got to keep that in perspective. NASA, as you get around the corners, some of it's a little bit rounded off. That's pretty interesting. That to me looks like almost like it's hollow in the middle, like a fossil of not a fossil, like maybe a petrified wood or something like that. Who knows? Little pieces right there look like two eyeballs. All right, guys, let me back out, take a look at this. Always check the website out. This one's gonna be a pain to do all the extras for you guys, but I always make these. I would love giving you guys the enhanced images for your collections. You took the time to come watch the videos. Tell me that doesn't look like some sort of bone. Check that out, just sitting there. See, good. If you wait to the end, you still get to see good stuff. That does look like some sort of bone. Um, Probably just a rock, but very well could be some sort of bone. Here's just kind of blurred out a little bit. That's strange how it's imaged there. But when we found these images, I could only find about 5 or 6 of them. I never knew we were going to get an actual panorama from the Mali camera. Very exciting. And apparently they've done this before with a couple different places. If you read that site right here, as my thing will come back, as you read the PIA site, they talk about how they've done this before. The reason you don't see the arm is because they're using different camera shots. They're just using one, they don't have the arm in it to take it out. So they admit manipulating some of these right off the bat. Here, once again, that piece looked to me like it was worked with some sort of machinery and possibly even carried something like water at one time. Like, see how it's got the holes in it? Something you'd see out of Greece or in one of the water temples somewhere on our Earth. So, all right, guys, pretty awesome. I'm going to leave this links everywhere. Everywhere you look, you're going to find 90-degree blocks. You're going to find stuff that looks like this. It looks like the hand of a Martian or human, whatever they were, whatever they look like. Probably look just like us, just a little bit smaller, I think. Um, Beautiful. Look, I never noticed this too much. Check out how this has a perfect rounded piece and this has a piece coming out of it. But on this block right here on the other side, there's another one of these little circle pieces that it comes down, and check it that. It's buried, but it's another perfect angled piece going down. what's this, tablet of something. Here you've got three marks in it. Over here you've got like a figure eight design and things. All right, guys, if this doesn't get to you, if the markings on these rocks, if you think that water and wind can do this and not person, I don't think that we're ever going to be able to see eye to eye on anything when it comes to this stuff. I welcome you to watch my videos, but you probably should just not watch them anymore. Because this is one of those holy grail images that they've given us to put out, I think. Hopefully I've done a good enough job. There was two other little pieces that I wanted you to see, and as I'm kind of closing up here, I'm looking for them. Um, One looked like a question mark, and one had two little pieces to it. Check that out right there. Never noticed that before. Um, as I slowly roll through here, I don't want to make you guys sick, and bring my task list over. Oh, come on. It's got to be here somewhere. I hate when there's something there. And a lot of times I used to use the arrows to begin with, just so I didn't forget stuff. But notice, like I said, notice all the 90-degree angles. And look at the circles here. Um, where are you? One more shot at it here. More 90-degree angles. They're everywhere. Everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. Let me go back over one more time to the other side here. Sorry if I'm making you sick. They were up here. They were basically ovals. I showed them to you in another video because here they are right here. Strange looking. Now let me drop this down with the light. See them? Um, they're almost look like little baskets of some sort on there. Nothing big, but just two stacked right on top of each other. They look nothing like stone. And then you've got this piece right here. It looks like some sort of ductwork or something. The stuff looks nothing like, some of it looks nothing like stone. So, all right, anything off in the distance we wanted to look at? We've looked at this piece right here already in another video. Not much to it, but it is kind of just sitting there out on its own. And this, my friends, looks like a nice place where there would have been some water running through. You can even see the what might still be running and rocking and rolling now, still to this day. Out here you got a ridge where the water and stuff would have collected up. The rocks would have collected as the water ran through. Perfect spot for it. And up on the mountain, you can see the haze of the mountain. I've cut out top of this piece. You're going to notice, just because it was so big, God, it'll make you guys sick. Just because it was so big at the top of it, I had to chop it a little bit. You'll notice that when you see when you download it, see how it's just a little bit I took off the top, so nothing off the bottom. All right, guys, check out the enhanced video or the enhanced links below. Hit like, share this video. It's going to be a long one. I might even make this one where I have just the anomalies in a video with some music. I might take the acoustic guitar out and play a little song for you guys and have that in the background and just the anomalies coming up on it from when I do the enhanced images. So I'm going to put the video out now. The article might take a couple days to get out and might not. We'll see how it goes. Long week this week. I got executive meetings, and I'm sorry, like I said, sorry it took so long. You know I make the videos for you guys. Love you. Download this one for your collection. Make sure you get the bottom TIFF. It's a big one. Make sure you got the hard drive space. But if your computer can open it, it's 150 megabytes. You want that. All right, guys. Much love to you. This is your buddy Will signing off. 30 minutes. It's been a while since I've done a 30-minute one. Peace.